Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Jack and welcome back to another video, and I have a question for you, and this will be the last video that I ever mention on the subject because I wanted to mention it in a much deeper way and from a different perspective than I've ever mentioned it before, especially with some evidence from today's stream, by the way, so which caused me to talk about this in the first place. But first I have a question to ask, and that is the implementation of skill-based matchmaking the developer's fault, or is it Activision's fault? And we can go back to Modern Warfare 3 about this, back when Michael Condrey and Robert Bowling came out during COD XP, and Michael Condrey basically said, and I'm paraphrasing here, to where they noticed to where the newcomer was constantly getting their ass handed to him by streaks and by better players, so they implemented the support streak system, right? And ever since then, there's been something or a handful of things that have been implemented into every Call of Duty. And with Modern Warfare, it's pretty much amplified by giving players safe spaces, as well as the skill-based matchmaking patent, right? And the thing I want to say about skill-based matchmaking that kind of sheds a new light, so to speak, on the subject and just how bad it fucking is, right? Is by saying, and this is honestly what I believe, and I'm going to explain this. It offends noobs. It's not only offensive to the good player, but it's also offensive to noobs, and it also takes away from the experience of not just a good player. It doesn't just take away from them having a good time, but it also takes away from the experience from the new player as well. Because eventually, with the skill-based matchmaking algorithm and the patent and all that kind of stuff, which I'm sure you guys all know about, and you can look it up if you don't already, and when you do, I'm sure you'll be shocked and you'll be like, what the fuck? But which already, by the way, has been proven to be true. But the thing is that it offends players because you're basically telling players, although you're not telling it to their face, you're presenting it to them, though. You're basically saying, if we don't implement this, you're going to get your ass handed to you left and right. You're going to get streaks dropped on you left and right, and it's going to keep you from enjoying the game. So we're going to implement this instead, so that way we can kind of hold you by the hand. Well, I just mentioned that you're actually doing the opposite by doing that, and you're offending those players because you're saying, oh, without us, you're not going to be able to get better. And there's even more to that as well. So the thing is this: as a player continuously gets better and the algorithm keeps on adjusting to that player getting better, they're never going to have the pleasure of stomping lobbies and challenging themselves in different ways. And let's not mention the fact that nobody wants to play a video game and sweat 24/7. Nobody wants that shit. We want to play video games to get away from that sort of feeling of stress and sweat and all that kind of stuff. We deal with that in our daily lives every fucking day. The last thing we want to do is pay you $60 of our hard-earned money so that way we can get more of that shit in a virtual world, okay? And it is absolutely disgusting. And like I said, it offends people, and the good players and the bad alike, okay? Just because it's a temporary fix for the noobs, but in the end, it's going to bite them in the ass just like it is for the current good players. We didn't have to get carried. We didn't have to be held by the hand or whatnot. Call of Duty in and of itself has plenty of things to appease the noobs by default without a stupid algorithm and everything else that they're implementing into the game nowadays, right? I mean, in this game, for instance, thank God there's no skill-based matchmaking, but there's the team balancing, right? But with that being said, there's weapons like, oh, I don't know, the salvo. They constantly seem to be increasing the aim assist as well. If you go back in this game, in Infinite Warfare, after playing Black Ops 4, Infinite Warfare is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. And then you go to Black Ops 4. If you go from Infinite Warfare to Black Ops 4, you're going to feel like you have an aimbot in Black Ops 4 because the aim assist is just that much stronger. And I'm not just talking about the specialist when you activate the specialist. I'm talking about by default, by weapons, regular weapons. So they're subtly adding things into the game that are giving people fake insta skill or whatever the hell it is. But in the end, though, because of the skill-based matchmaking algorithm or the team balancing algorithm, and yes, Infinity Ward, I believe, did invent skill-based matchmaking back in Modern Warfare 3 when they implemented subtle little things to help out the new player, right? And not to mention, the first time we ever got evidence of legit skill-based matchmaking, I believe, when was it? Makes me think a little bit. It was after Modern Warfare 2, so it had to be Modern Warfare 3. It sure as hell wasn't Black Ops 1. So I'm pretty sure it was Modern Warfare 3, which was also what I believe caused the lag in the beginning of that game, because everybody was complaining of the lag, and then after a patch, everything seemed to get better. So, but again, the algorithm wasn't as strict as it is now with Modern Warfare and with safe spaces, okay, to add on top of that, which just ruins the experience of the game, and of course the patent, which has been proven to be true. The thing is that there really is no room and no reason for this shit to exist in game. And with further evidence, when I played on stream today, which was about a 6 to 6.5 hour stream, I was playing with two of the usual players I play with recently on stream. They're viewers, and we've been playing together lately. It's me and two other people. And the thing is, for, I don't know, at least 10 to 15 games, we were shredding pretty much the same lobby over and over again. And what do I mean by shredding? I mean by effortlessly dropping games to where we would finish, you know, with 100 kills for our team, right? And they would have a hard time getting to 30, okay? And to my surprise, they weren't quitting. They weren't quitting the lobby. And even when I play free-for-all and when I wreck people, usually in free-for-all, granted, I also get my ass handed to me as well, to be fair. But the thing is, most of the time in free-for-all, I get first place decently easily, right? Sometimes I work for it, sometimes I sweat for it, and most of the time it's pretty simple. And the thing is, whether you take it from the experience of today's stream or in previous experiences with free-for-all, you're not going to always get people that quit left and right as crazily, as exaggerated as the developers make it seem to be. Do people quit out after they get their ass handed to them? Do they get streaks dropped on them? Yes, but it's not as crazy as the developers are making it seem to be. New players and players that are not good don't need safe spaces. They don't. If they want to get better, I mean, if you were to ask any player out there, whether they're a noob or not, if you like something, you obviously want to get better at it so you can enjoy it more, right? Whether it's playing basketball or whether it's playing Call of Duty, playing pool, having sex, whatever it is, right? Well, the thing is this. You don't need somebody to hold you by the hand and do shit for you and give you fake, fake sense of accomplishment. When I was coming up, I basically learned by watching YouTube videos, playing the game time and time again, and once I figured out that spawns had a purpose to them and they worked a certain way, I was able to implement that into my game and my style, and that is when I started getting better. It was, for me, basically it was the spawns. That was the big thing, spawns. And then once I learned how to rush properly after that, basically everything started changing. And the game became even more fun, and it became satisfying because I learned how to do it. Nobody held me by the hand. So it's kind of like money, I guess. It's a lot more satisfying when you have worked your ass off to have a fortune, for instance, right? As opposed to all of a sudden it's just inherited to you by, by luck. Whether it's by family line or whether it's because you won the lottery. Don't get me wrong, both of those are great, but it's a hell of a lot more satisfying when you work for it. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for this one. Let me know down in the comment section what you think, what your opinions are on the subject. For those of you that have been stopping by the stream, thank you very much. Your support has been absolutely fantastic. And for those of you guys that are still around watching my videos, thank you very much. I know COD season is slow, but it won't be long until the next game comes out, guys. Time flies. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.